Good point to all. A baby can born through vaginal delivery or by cesarean sections. Vaginal delivery is a normal delivery, while cesarean is done in any abnormalities present in pregnancy. So, today we are going to discuss about one of the reason for emergency cesarean, that is cord prolapse. So, my topic is cord prolapse. First, we have to see the definition of cord prolapse with the help of a chart. Definition of cord prolapse. Umbilical cord prolapse is abnormal position of the cord in front of the fetal proceeding part. Once again, definition of cord prolapse. Umbilical cord prolapse is abnormal position of the cord in front of the fetal proceeding part. So, next we can see the clinical types of cord prolapse with the help of flannels. So, the first type is first type of cord prolapse is occlude prolapse. Occlude prolapse means the cord presenting in the side of the presenting part and not is felt by the fingers on internal examination. The cord is present in the side of the presenting part and not is felt by the fingers on internal examination. Next type is the second type is cord presentation. In cord presentation, the cord is slipped down below the presenting part and is felt in the under the presenting part. The cord is slipped down below the presenting part and is felt under the presenting part. Next, next type is Next type is cord prolapse. In cord prolapse, the cord may be present either inside the vagina or outside the vulva following the rupture of the membrane. In cord prolapse, the cord is either present inside the vagina or outside the vulva following the rupture of the membrane. So, types of cord prolapse. First type is occlude prolapse. Second one is cord presentation. Third one is cord prolapse. So next we can see the incidence of cord prolapse. The incidence of cord prolapse is 1 in 300 pregnancies, 1 in 300 deliveries. It is mainly occurring Paris women, especially higher parties. The incidence of cord prolapse is 1 in 300 deliveries and it is commonly seen in Paris women, especially in higher parties. Next we can see the etiologies of cord prolapse with the help of flashcards. Etiology of cord prolapse. The first etiology is malpresentation. Malpresentation means the commonest being transverse or breach, especially in flexed legs or foot limb presentation. The commonest being transverse or breach, especially in flexed legs or foot limb presentation. Next etiology is prematurity. The size of the baby in relation with the pelvis, and the uterus allowed to prolapse the cord. The size of the weight of the baby is approximately less than 1,500 gram. Is 1,500 gram is particularly vulnerable. Once again, prematurity means the size of the baby in relation with the pelvis, and the uterus allowed to prolapse the cord, and the weight of the baby is approximately less than 1,500 gram is particularly vulnerable. The next etiology is multiple pregnancy. Malpresentation of second ring is more common in multiple pregnancy. Malpresentation of second ring is more common in multiple pregnancy. Next etiology is polyhydramnios. In polyhydramnios, the cord is liable to be swept in. The cord is liable to be swept down in a gush of liquor with the membrane rushes spontaneously. Once again, in polyhydramnios, the cord is liable to be swept down in a gush of liquor if the membrane ruptures spontaneously. Next etiology is high head. If the membrane ruptures spontaneously, the head of the when the head of the fetus is high, and a loop of cord passed between the uterus wall and fetus, and it result in lying in front of the presenting part. Once again, high head means if the membrane ruptures spontaneously, when the head of the fetus is high, so a loop of cord is passed between the uterine wall and fetus, and it result in the cord lying in front of the presenting part. The next etiology is, so once again, etiology for copulas are: first one is malpresentation, second one is prematurity, third one is multiple pregnancy, fourth one is polyhydramnios, fifth one is high head, sixth one is multipathy, seventh one is plasmal patches, and eighth one is iatrogenic. These are the etiologies of copulas. Thus, we can see the diagnosis of copulas. It is difficult to diagnose. The possibility should be suspected if there is persistence of variable declaration of fetal heart rate pattern detected or continuous fetal monitoring. Monitoring in an otherwise normal delivery. Second is persistent fetal suffers with irregular heart sounds. The next diagnosis of cord presentation is made by feeling the pulsation of the cord through the intact membrane. It is, however, rarely detected, but may also be associated with the observations in fetal heart monitoring, such as declaration. Next diagnosis of cord collapse is: the cord is first below or beside the presenting packed on vaginal examination. A loop of cord may be visible visible at the vulva, and the cord is more commonly felt in the vagina, or in case where the presenting part is high. It may be felt that likely cervical or pulsation can be felt between contractions if the fetus is alive. Next, we can see the risk factors of cord plus. First is maternal risk factors are. Maternal risk factors are identical due to emergency operative delivery, which involves the risk of anesthesia, blood loss, and infections. Next, fetal risk factors are the fetus is at risk of anoxia due to acute plasma insufficiency from the moment cord is prolapse. The blood flow is occurred either due to mechanical compression by the presenting part against the incomplete dilated cervix or pelvic wall, or due to vasopressin of the umbilical vessels due to exposure to cold irritations when exposed outside the vulva, or as a result of handling. These are the maternal and fetal risk factors. You can see the management of cord flaps with the help of pamphlet. So management of cord flaps is management of cord presentation. The midwife should discontinue vaginal examination in order to reduce the risk of rupture in the membranes. Next is medical help should be summoned immediately. Next, fetal heart should be auscultated as frequently as possible or obtained through continuous electronic monitoring. Next, cesarean section is the most likely method of deliveries. Next, during the time of preparing the woman for operated delivery, she is kept in exaggerated seams positions to minimize. Next, you can see the management of cord flaps. The immediate actions are: when diagnosis of cord flaps is made, the midwife calls for urgent assistance. Next is the mother and her family must be given explanation about the findings and the emergency measures that will be needed. Next is, if oxytocin infusion is in progress, it should be stopped. Next, if the baby is alive, the aim of immediate management is to minimize the pressure on the cord until such time when the woman is prepared for assisted delivery or in transfer to an equipped hospital. Last is, postural treatment is given until the delivery of the baby, either vaginally or by cesarean sections. Next, the definitive management are: cesarean section is the best treatment when the baby is sufficiently mature enough to survive. These are the management of cord flaps and cord presentation. So, till we discussed about the definition of cord flaps. The definition of cord flaps is the abnormal position of cord in front of the presenting part. Next is the clinical types of cord flaps are upload prolapse, cord presentation, and cord flaps. Next, we discuss about the incidence of cord flaps. The incidence of cord flaps is about 1 in 300 deliveries. Then 1 in 300 pregnancies. Next is the etiologies of cord flaps are malpresentation, prematurity, multiple pregnancy, then polyhydra means high head, placental factors, multipathy and iatrogenic. These are the etiologies of cord flaps. Then we discussed about the diagnosis, and after diagnosis we discussed about the risk factors of both the maternal and fetal, and we see the management of cord flaps. So, till we discussed about the definition of cord flaps. The definition of cord flaps is the abnormal position of cord in front of the presenting part. Next is the clinical types of cord flaps are upload prolapse, cord presentation and cord collapse. Next we discuss about the incidence of cord collapse. The incidence of cord collapse is about 1 in 300 deliveries. Then 1 in 300 pregnancies. Next is the etiologies of cord collapse. Malpresentation, prematurity, multiple pregnancy, then polyhydramnios, high head, placental factors, multiparity and um, iatrogenic. These are the etiologies of cord collapse. Then we discussed about the diagnosis and after diagnosis we discussed about the um, after diagnosis we discussed about the risk factors of both the maternal and fetal, and we see the management of cord collapse. So thus next we can see the assignment. Next we can I give an assignment. The assignment is differentiate between cord collapse and cord presentation and submit it on August 13th. Next is assignment. The assignment is differentiate between cord collapse and cord presentation. So, cord collapse is a frightening and life-threatening events that occur in labor. Rapid identification and immediate appropriate response may well save the life of a neonate. Therefore, clinicians should be knowledgeable in recognition and management. So, hope you all are understand my topic cord collapse. So, thank you.